Do you have a problem with DoorDash charging for her services? That's the question of today's video. And I'm going to give you my issue with that whole thing. And let's have some discussion in the comment section below. I like to have fun. I like to entertain. I have the gift of gab. It's something that my mother gave me. But with that being the case, this is going to be a different type of video. We're going to be serious. And I encourage dialogue in the comment section, healthy dialogue. And the conversation today, I know I can be long-winded, so forgive me. Just stick with me for a little bit. The conversation I want to have today is, do you have a problem with DoorDash charging for her services, such as shout-outs, courses, reviews, and one-on-ones? And if so, put it in the comment section below. And I'm going to tell you what my problem is with DoorDash charging for her services. First, let's go back. We have to go back to the beginning of this whole saga. DoorDash gets on the platform and she's appears to be a different person. What I think was happening was the real her was hiding behind the facade of DoorDash. DoorDash claimed that she didn't have any money, that she was always, all her life, she had been doing these things. Everything had been so hard for her. But what she failed to tell people on the DoorDash channel is that she had made over $100,000 at one point in her life. So she was playing a game, and it became very clear that she was about benefiting herself by any means possible. Now, do you think that you paying for the shout out, do you think it helped? Do you think it was worth it? My issue with the shout outs, but we have to continue. So now we're at that point where she breaks out. All of this stuff is coming out about her. So before she starts charging for her first thing, all this stuff is coming out about her. And it was very clear that she was about what benefited her when it comes to finances. So now she's talking about she couldn't see herself charging for a course. Then she charged for a course. That course was $19.99. She failed to say at the beginning, at least that I can recall, that this course was for beginners. It wasn't until the course was critiqued by people that she had a problem. Now, the person that inspired this video, I have no problem putting their information in the comment section. I just wanted to make a video before I forgot. So if you want me to put your video in the comment section, I have no problem. So we get to the course, the $19.99 course, after she said she wouldn't make a course. Now, I've done multiple things that I said I wasn't going to do and then did those things. I said I would not talk about her in the way that I am until that was before I knew what I knew now. So now we get there, you find the disappointment of the first course. Then when she's talked about it, when she's asked about it, and when it's critiqued, then she puts out that, well, it's for beginners. So now you have that. So in the meantime, everything from her past before she blew up is starting to come to light. And a lot of it had to do with taking from people and not providing the adequate service. So now this is all building up. So now you get to a point where she charges for her first course after she said she wouldn't charge. Then you have the second course in quick succession. All the while, she's living lavishly in front of the camera. So as I'm sitting back and watching this, I'm like, wow, she made all this money, but yet she's charging for services that she said she wouldn't. And in my opinion, she did not have the skill to charge anything for those services, let alone $19.99 or $27.99. So now we get there. While she's making a bunch of money, she's flashing the revenue updates every 5 seconds. She's talking about thousands of dollars. The next hustle is in place. That next hustle is the $25 shoutouts. Again, I personally don't think she was qualified to promote anybody's YouTube channel. Now, according to what I believe, it's against YouTube's terms of service to not only shout out a channel for the purpose of metrics, increasing metrics, but it's also, against YouTube policy to pay for it. Now, I have not seen anybody in particular charge for a shout out, and whether or not it is or isn't, according to what I read, I believe that it was, but things happen. Not everybody suffers from it. So now you have that. You have the $25 shout outs, all while you spending money. Here's where it really started to bother me. And if you compile everything I just said and you add this on top, to me, this is when it went too far. I mean, it always went too far, but this is when it really kind of went next level. DoorDash's target audience is faith-based. They're faith-based. They're small underdog creators that do not have a business mindset when it comes to YouTube. I've always looked at YouTube as a business, and now for me it is. It's all but official. So I came in the game like that. But what the target audience that she was after was the faith-based audience, which can be gullible, I'm sorry, but also the audience of the underdog that blew up. Look how I blew up. I'm an underdog. I was a nobody, a regular person, and now I'm going to help you blow up. So she's targeting these people. In light of that, she's not giving any real information as to, hey, do you know shout outs are not really the best thing for your channel in the way that I'm about to do them? If you don't believe me, go ask somebody that got mentioned by Mr. Beast. Channels had to delete. As a matter of fact, Make a Change made a video that I will put hopefully right here. Make sure y'all check that out after you watch this video. But she was targeting people who didn't know any better, who believed that these shout outs would put them or push them on their way to be like her. And then, so that's when to me it went next level. She had no qualifications. She's making false promises about what these shout outs are going to do. Talking about if you just believe and you do this and you do that. And what I see in you is this, and you're going to become that. So not only that, but then, so all the while you see this flaunting on YouTube. She's making all this money. She's spending all this money. She's broke again. So now it doesn't look like, and this is what I truly believe, that the intent behind these shout outs was not for the creator, but for her. It was veiled as, it was masked as a way for you to get boost. But if she knew anything about YouTube or enough about YouTube, she would understand that that was not the right way. And if you look at the people, most people that she shouted out, they do not have a business mindset. Most of them are faith-based. See, whenever you add God in something, whenever you put faith in, it's easy pickings. It's easy pickings at that point. So you say God, you say my faith, you say whatever you say, and now it's basically a gimme, right? Give me your money. So there's not a lot of YouTubers, a lot of her target audience that have the business mindset in this situation. So now you go with things she said she wouldn't do. Now she's charged $19 for a course. She had no merit to make a course. Everybody ripped it up. Then she charges another, $10 or $8 specifically for a master course, an advanced course in which it's no better. It's only a little bit more, and it's general surface information. So now you get to the shout outs. And then after that, but I had a fit with the shout outs. But then what you saw her constantly making a new way to make money. And there was no merit. There was no substance. There was no sustenance behind these different things she was doing. So now going from I'm not going to charge anything to now charging for 3 separate things. Shortly after that, a $200 review and a $1,000 one-on-one. So my issue was the fact that you are, in my opinion, she was and is taking advantage of small creators. If you look at the people that paid for these shout outs, they want to be like her, meaning they want to have her type of growth. Some of them don't even make videos. Some of them haven't made videos in months or years. See, we all were inspired by her at one point when we thought that she was who we thought she was. But then it quickly became apparent that she was about to bag her bag. Very little substance. And again, you go back to the business days. You go back to the business days. This is information that you can find on this platform that she had made over $100,000 at one point. If I made $100,000 from running a business, I don't think I would be door dashing. So for me, it was the continuous schemes and the fact that she was taking advantage of small creators, of creators, in my opinion, who didn't know any better. And I said this before, Scamanda, if you have a Hulu subscription, I implore you, watch the miniseries Scamanda. It's 4 parts, and it will be like looking in the mirror when it comes to DoorDash. You ride on faith, you take advantage of that type of those folks. You take advantage. And I apologize. I don't want to make it seem like that I think you guys are anything less, but I think the faith, when it comes to faith and that whole genre, that they're easily manipulated. So that's my problem. And the fact that you could see that the scams were getting more and more and more. Now, if I looked at it from a business standpoint, I would say, okay, let's say I paid for a service. I looked at it as an investment. See, a lot of people that she was targeting and that pay for these shout outs, they don't even make content. They don't know about investing in a business before you make any money. Most people who invest in businesses, they lose money before they start gaining money. On my other channel, I bought a $600 mixer. I remember checking with my wife. I told her, this is before I made a dime. I wasn't even monetized yet. And it was 2019. It was a $600 mixer. Now, this is after I bought a microphone. I bought a webcam. I had a laptop, all this stuff. I see a mixer that will allow me to do what I had planned to do, to run podcasts. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a little tip. It was called the Rodecaster Pro, which I still own to this day. And I remember talking to my wife like any good husband really does, right? You talk to your wife talks to the husband. I said, hey, I want to make this purchase. It's $600. This is what I'm going to do with it. I want to let you know. She said, okay. I bring it home. It's $600. She thought it was $60. When she found out what it really cost, she gasped. And I was like, well, I thought you said it was $60. I said, oh, it's $600. It's $636. From that moment on, I've made tens of thousands of dollars. So I made an investment in my YouTube channel before I was even making a dime, because I considered my YouTube channel as a business. So for me, it was the fact that I knew early on that this $25 shout out was not only the beginning. If you look at her total scams on YouTube, her total rackets. Oh boy, Derek, watch out. Be careful now. If you look at her rackets, the $25 shout out is smack in the middle. It's the course, which she said she wasn't going to do. It's a quickly followed advanced course. It's the shout outs. It is the $200 review, in which she's unqualified for. And then it is a $1,000 shout out that has disappeared off the internet, all while pushing faith. And not only that, there's no guarantee. There's no money back guarantee. There's no, everything is, you're going to do this because I believe it. And if you believe it, it's the false promises that was behind the $25 shout outs. That's my issue. So very good conversation. It got me thinking. And I was like, let me put it before the audience. What problem do you have with DoorDash and the shout out? See, she wasn't always like this. Well, on YouTube anyway. On DoorDash. On DoorDash. It wasn't always like this. Maybe she was, but most of us did not know of her existence until her moment, her viral moment. So that's why I am, and for me, and I'll say this and we'll wrap the video up. I am a businessman. I am about to get LLC'd. I have multiple monetized YouTube channels. I am investing in merchandise. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something. I'm actually I want to create merch on my other channel. But what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of research because I want to invest. I want to ship the buyer the items personally. So I'm looking at profit margin. How many items? What I plan to do is buy the items in bulk, sell them, right? Because one of the reasons is because I want to give that personal touch. I enjoy it. I enjoy running to the post office. I enjoy running a business. But I want to add a personal touch. And if I can, I would like to get so big where I create a job opportunity. That's the goal, is to create a job opportunity for someone else. If my mother was capable of doing it because she's not tech savvy, then I would love to say, hey, mom, she's retired. Hey, mom, here you go. Can you get these orders out for me? Right? Because that's my goal. So I have a business mindset. I run my YouTube channel like a business. I've always done that. But the reason I don't want to charge, I got people waiting on the forum, emailing me. And I could charge. I spent 30 minutes on the phone with a person the other day. There's no problem with charging for your services. I personally don't want to do it for these services. This is a passion for me personally. Doesn't mean that everybody has to follow my lead. It doesn't mean that it's wrong to charge for a consultation. There's a lot of people that do it. As a matter of fact, vidIQ, if you want to coach, they have, they charge. I just feel that I just want to give back. That's it. My time is super valuable, and I should probably be compensated for that. I used to tell people all the time I could charge for this stuff because all I do is rinse and repeat. Some channels give me more difficulty than others, but what they do is they help me grow. They help me to learn and be able to tackle the problem the next time. So my issue is not that, but the reason that I don't want to charge is because I feel like, okay, not everything has to make me money, and I enjoy doing this, and that's why. But I will definitely, I'll put my investment into something else. Maybe I should charge for my time. Time is the one thing you can't get back. So maybe it wasn't the smartest thing to do, but for me, it feels like the right thing to do. So anyway, and I've already helped a person offline who called me, and we had a discussion, and it was a very good discussion. And I hope that found out that this person was already in the Think Media Academy. And again, it's nothing. And maybe I'll charge for something down the line, but I don't plan for it to be courses or anything like that. Maybe it's a shirt. Maybe it's I like to see people smile. I like to see people, and those are, I guess, that's how people are poor, wind up poor, but I'm not dumb. You know what I'm saying? So I can not make money over here, but make money over here, right? It's always okay to give back. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's my problem. And I did not think I was going to talk for 17 minutes, but it was something I wanted to kind of put before you. So if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. And let me know your thoughts. What problem, if any, do you have with DoorDash, and not only the shout outs, but any of her services? Do you think she should charge for her services? All comments are welcome. This is an open discussion. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below. But if you are interested in why I don't think you should pay for shout outs, it's kind of right on the screen. So check out this video right here. I'll see you over there.